Welcome to Navigating Your 20s. I'm your host, Jess Hugo, and I am so excited to have you here. I'm an online personal trainer and nutritionist, but honestly, underneath it all, I am just a girl who is struggling, thriving, and surviving somehow all at once. So if this is you, you are not alone. If you want all the juicy tea on what it's like to be a girl navigating her 20s, I'm talking relationships, health, fitness, social life, work, and everything in between, then you're in the right place.
Hello, my girls. I'm coming to you from my bedroom today. She's been in a bit of a sick phase. I probably have talked, I know I say it to like literally all my clients. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, but if I have, that just goes to show what I'm about to say. I have not been sick for, I want to say, 18 months. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I went back through my camera roll to try to really figure it out, and I've just been living and like, I was literally saying last week, because a lot of my clients were getting sick, I was like, I'm not sick, rah rah rah. Lo and behold, she's sick. So I'm so sorry if you're like, this raspy voice is killing me. It's killing me too, girl. I was sick and then I got better and now I'm sick again, and I'm like, that's enough, you know? Anyway, I'm here with passion if I'm showing up when I'm sick, right? I haven't even cancelled any sessions. I have been showing the fuck up. But today I really want to talk about the reverse dieting phase, maintenance phases, almost like beyond the dieting phase. And I would argue that the reverse diet post-deficit is the most important phase. Yes, but then, because you hear about it online, right? Everyone's like, oh, if you don't reverse diet properly, like you gain back the weight and blah, 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 blah. Yes, that's so important, but also maintenance. I don't know about you, but I just feel like nobody ever sticks to maintenance anymore. All you ever hear online is, most of the time, like I feel like 80% of the content is everyone in a deficit, and then I want to say like maybe 20% doing a little bit of a bulk or a bit of a build phase, and you never hear anyone talk about maintenance. And I was reflecting, and I've spent the last 6 months at maintenance, and my weight in 6 months has changed 600 grams. So that means I was absolutely nailing maintenance, which I bet you're sitting here right now thinking either A, I've never done maintenance in my freaking life, or B, what the hell do you even mean that you've maintained your weight? As soon as I stop doing a deficit, I literally gain back all the weight and blah, 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 blah. And that's what I want to talk about today, because like without a bit of a reverse dieting plan and a maintenance plan, like we gain back the weight straight away. So you've been in a deficit phase, you've been losing weight. Let's just say you've been doing it for 4 months, and maybe you want to end up. Some coaching containers, like I don't really know what other people do. I think I've told you guys this. I don't really check what other people are doing. But some coaching containers have a minimum where you can like finish up within a couple of weeks for cancellation notice. Some of them are like a month. I do a month for the reason being that we need to reverse diet you properly or create a game plan. So I always ask everyone, because again, this is like a collaboration, right? So I always ask, okay, what are you feeling like doing? Some girls will say to me, I want to do a mini cut. Some girls say to me, I want to do maintenance. And we slowly build those cows back up to reverse out and get to maintenance. And eventually, if they want a build phase. Build phases, I honestly don't find that necessary, because I find that when we have that many calories, a lot of girls are the same. We don't like a lot of clean, healthy foods, meaning like we would be satisfied and fine on like 2,000 calories of healthy, clean foods. And when we think about how we're going to get more meals in, how we're going to get our cows up to like, let's just say 2,500 to 3,000, right? Which is like 3,000 is very, very high. You'd be like an athlete at that level. But to get to that point, we almost immediately like, I think, oh, I'm just going to get Maccas to get the extra 1,000. You know what I mean? So that is why I don't really love a big bulk and a big build. I honestly think you can build in a maintenance phase. And as I just said, like I've maintained my weight, and I've been getting so many compliments and like story swipes on my training videos recently, just about my back, about my glutes, about my hand. Like I've literally been getting it about everything. And I have really noticed myself as well, like my glutes, especially the top glute, which I find like the hardest to build, have been growing. Like I posted, please go check out, I should try link it below, but I posted a comparison photo of my glutes 6 months ago to now, and the whole top glute was like so much perkier, so much more built. And I posted the exact same shorts so that you guys didn't think, you know, it's just the shorts. Like, no, bitch, you actually have to build them, believe it or not. I actually saw something, I am segueing, but you guys know I'm like this, on TikTok, and it was like, when you don't put on scrunch shorts for once and you realize that you actually have no ass, and it was like the shorts the whole time. And I feel like we almost get this like, I don't want to say body dysmorphia, but almost like this like delusion when we put on those shorts because they like suck everything in and like sculpt them and they have like the contouring lines and we think we have like the best booty, and then we put on like some leggings and we're like, oh, goddamn, right? So then I wanted to wear the exact same shorts before I showed that comparison, and I've been doing that at maintenance. I've literally maintained my weight. I haven't gone up more. I think I like obviously, because like obviously weight fluctuates. I think my max was maybe 1.5 kilos, but I like came back down. So it's very up and down, but I have not gone into like a 5 kilo bulk phase. I've done that before and it ended badly. I just started eating really shitty. I gained a lot of weight. Then I had another 10 kilos to cut again. I gained 5% fat. It was like actually ridiculous. And you're probably listening to this like, fuck, that scares me. And that is exactly why you always just enter into cuts again. You never do a maintenance phase. And that's what the problem was. Like, I didn't do a maintenance phase and that was my fucking problem, because we're not prepared for our body to change post-deficit. What kind of happens is we finish up our deficit, we eat a little bit more food. We're going to have more carbs. Carbs hold water. We're going to look a bit more fuller. So we're going to think we look bloated, which we don't. We're just not used to seeing us so like, I just don't want to use like lingo so you understand what I'm saying. We're not used to seeing ourselves so like full after being so flat. We get quite flat when we're in a deficit because our carbs are reduced and we're like pushing ourselves to the limit and all of the things, and our like body is looking quite small, flat, right? And then as soon as we start adding more in, we think we look thick, but we don't. It's just you weren't prepared, or your coach didn't prepare you, or maybe you're running your own thing. You weren't prepared for that change, right? And that's why this happens. So we gain back all the weight and we want to get back into a deficit phase because we're going to look depleted. We're going to look small. We're going to look like we have nothing going on. And then we're going to eat more, and then we're going to think, fuck, now my pants don't fit, which is not the case. It's not the case because you can't just gain that weight overnight, right? So we're the maintenance phase. If you went and listened to my episode a few episodes ago about 12-week summer game plan to lose 5 kilos, I talked a bit about maintenance phases. So if you're like a little bit confused and you want a bit more background, go back and listen to that before you kind of go into listening to all of this, because I just want you to have all of that in the back of your mind and really understand maintenance phases. But essentially it's like you should know your number maintenance. Like you should know what you can maintain your body weight at. It tends to be a range. Like I find I can maintain between 2,000-ish, like I want to say 2,100 to like 2,400. But I find that I don't really need more than 2,400. So could I push it more? Potentially, but I find I don't get hungry enough to go more than that. Unless when I was like in my running era, I probably could have eaten more. But I don't know if I was really essentially tracking back then. I can't really remember. Honestly, why is everything a blur? Like I was in my running era like a year ago. That is crazy. Like if I kept it up, I could have done the Sydney Marathon. But anyway, so you should know your number, or a roundabout rough estimate. Like I sit between this range, and you should be able to sit here for months without gaining any fat. Yes, your body weight, as I said, might fluctuate, but beyond a couple kilos, you shouldn't be more than that. If you're going up like 5 kilos, that means we're not at maintenance and we're gaining and we're in a calorie surplus, right? And I'm like, I know you're thinking, oh my God, Jess, this sounds so complicated. I'm just going to do the deficit phase and then I'm going to stop and I'm just going to not be bothered. But that's exactly why we fall into those old bad habits. That's exactly why you have to just start a deficit phase again. I actually coached someone. I actually love her. We did a whole deficit phase. She was looking so fucking good. She wanted to end up, I think she wanted to finish up, but I can't remember the reason. I think she was just happy with where she was at. We were doing a reverse together. As I said, I make sure that you're reversing out or there's a game plan or something. She was looking really, really good. I obviously checked in with her. I obviously follow her on Instagram. She was looking great. And then a couple months later, she came back and she was like, oh my God, like I have gotten to shit. I've gained back the weight. Like things are just not working out, blah, blah. Like I need to come back. And I was like, cool, come back. And then I just felt like her heart was like not in it. And she was like, I just want to cut all my calories. And I was like, girl, that doesn't work. Like what we did last time does work. It's your approach after the phase. It's the aftermath. And then she was like, oh, like I just want to be in this and lose the weight and then go. And I'm like, but that didn't work for you last time. And I'm never going to force people to do like what they don't want to do. I'm obviously going to highly suggest and recommend based on, guys, don't forget, like I've lost 20 kilos and kept it off for years now. Don't forget that I actually train so many women through this same phase. So I've seen so many different shapes and sizes, different bodies, different ages respond in different ways. But the sole outcome of all of that is like you need to reverse out properly. You need to do a maintenance phase. You shouldn't be ending up a deficit and gaining back so much weight. And you actually shouldn't see, this is like a whole tangent and I could really go into it, but you actually should not see a coaching container or phase, or like if you're signing up to a commitment for coaching, you shouldn't see it as a short-term, quick fix weight loss thing. Even if you're in it for like 4 months and you think, oh, that's not like quick, don't go in there and think, I'm just going to join with this coach for a couple months and then I'm going to stop when I've lost the weight. I get it. I used to be the same. I used to be like, why the fuck would I pay to be like, I used to have a coaching back in 2022. I did maintenance with her for like 6 months. I was paying her top tier pricing, more than I fucking charge. And it was for 6 months that I was at maintenance. And I was literally like, what the fuck is the point of this? I'm literally doing nothing. It's such a waste of time. But that taught me such great fundamentals. The fact that I can maintain my body weight for 6+ months and barely even fluctuate is insane. And it's because of the work I did in that. So it's like, I almost want you all to rewire your brain and think, I actually want to be in a coaching phase to learn how to maintain it. Stop jumping in, out, in, out. I literally said to her, like, why'd you even come back? Like, why'd you even go to just come back, babe? Like, if you stayed in it this whole time, we would be further down, more toned, more maintained. And I was like, there's such a miscommunication between, I think it's the coaching industry. And I was talking to someone about this the other day and she was like, I'm in the industry and I think it's really toxic and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I get it. But like it's almost our job to go against it. And I am very opinionated. If you're listening to this right now, you know I'm very opinionated on it. And it's like, I don't think enough coaches are pushing the fact that you need to be doing a maintenance phase. I don't think enough coaches are pushing the fact that like, that's not the move. The move isn't to keep coming in and out trying to lose weight. And I get it because like, obviously I am primarily a weight loss coach. And I had someone message me the other day and she's like, I actually don't have like a big weight loss goal. Can you help me in like a bit of a build phase? And I was like, I actually can. Yes, of course people come to me for weight loss, but that doesn't mean I don't know how to like do a build, girl. Like, let's go. Because I think it's like people see me and maybe my coaching offer and be like, okay, I need to come in for X amount of months, do the weight loss and like go. And I'm like, girl, I just want to create a plan so that you actually keep it off for good, right? Because what happens? You literally are going in, you're in your deficit phase, you're almost in that all or nothing because you have like to-do lists and daily tasks to tick off. You're killing the game. So many of my girls, they get fucking phenomenal results. And not to toot my own horn, you can go fact check on my website. Like their results are phenomenal. And I'm like, you are literally killing the game. Let's maintain this. I want you to maintain this. But then it's like you've achieved all of that. You've ticked all of it off. You go on your way, totally fine. But then you've slipped back into old habits. You don't have a routine to follow anymore. You then have to start thinking of your own program in the gym, which is like the worst thing ever. You're thinking, oh, like I know Jess told me to eat at this, but like, should I bother eating at that? Like, do I really care? Kind of want to eat intuitively. And I literally had this conversation with one of my girls. She was like, I want to stay in your world, but I don't want to be in the weight loss phase. What can I do? And I was like, let's do this. Obviously, I don't want to spill all my secrets, but I was like, I want you to eat intuitively. And if we find that your performance is lacking, I want you to then just only track your protein to ensure, and of course carbs, like pre-workout carbs, we'll track your meal, tell me what you're eating to ensure that you actually have enough fuel. I was like, you don't need to track to the gram. That's what like this maintenance phase is like about. It's about being able to still be committed with your steps, your sessions, your food, but not have to track it to the gram. To be able to still show up every single day, regardless of what the scale says, or regardless of those quick wins. Because even this conversation, she was actually feeling quite lost because we'd just been in this deficit phase and then she was ready to go to maintenance. But then she was like, oh, feeling a bit unmotivated. And I was like, that's because you don't get quick dopamine wins from maintenance. And that's why no one wants to do it. And that's why it's the hardest phase, because no one is rewarding you in maintenance. You're not seeing scale drops. You're not seeing your body change that rapidly and quickly compared to a deficit. Of course, you're building strength and you're shaping up and your body is changing shape, but that equally takes time, so that you're not getting those quick dopamine hits from seeing the scale go down, seeing your clothes fit better, looking in the mirror, comparing your progress photos, right? And that's why I was like, this is such a hard phase to be in. And I know the hesitation and the resistance around this. As I said, I used to think it was such a waste of time, such a waste of money. What the fuck is the point of the maintenance? I just did not realize how fucking important it was. If you're constantly in a deficit, seeing results, plateauing, coming out, going back in, coming out again, gaining weight. Like, you're never actually going to see proper solid weight loss results. You're never, ever, ever going to be able to maintain your results. And that's probably why, like, literally we're going into summer, like ASAP. You guys know that it's spring now. I have probably a couple kilos that I could cut quite easily. I feel like I could probably do a 6-week mini cut and I'll be like, boom, right? Because I don't have much weight to lose because I've been maintaining this weight for 6+ months easily. And this is like not to be like, oh my God, I'm so fucking good. Like, obviously it's my job. But this is like what the whole point is. Like, get out of this mindset, because I've seen so many girls launching. Obviously, I follow coaches, so that's why I've seen this all. But I've been seeing so many coaches launch like a 6 to 8 week summer program, this or that. And I'm like, I get it. But then what actually happens, even let's talk about the fucking September lock-in. Oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. We're doing sorry girls, no cuts. We're doing a drink break because your girl's sick. I pre-warned you about that. And I literally scared the fuck out of my dog. But let's talk about the September lock-in for a hot minute. Maybe I'll do a whole episode on this because you know I'm an opinionated bitch. But what the hell? Apparently it's September 1st to like December 31st, I think. I don't know about you, but like summer is like my busy social time. I always have heaps of things on. It's like my birthday, our anniversary is thrown in there. I tend to travel like interstate and stuff around those times. Obviously Christmas is coming up. There's things like Black Friday. I feel like there's just so many launch events and different things going on, right? It's like the busiest season for everyone. Think about closer to Christmas. Obviously, your work is ramping up because they know they're closing over Christmas. So much is going on. The September lock-in does not cater for that. The September lock-in is acting like you don't have uni requirements. You don't have a fucking job. You don't have a busy schedule. Like, that is not literally giving us any results that we desire. It doesn't even align with our schedules. And I saw some girls TikTok today, and like, this is nothing against the girl. I bet everyone's doing it. But she was like, oh, I've been really off track. But now with the September lock-in, I've got like 10 daily like non-negotiables that I tick off. And I'm like, so you literally went from 0 daily non-negotiables to 10, babe. How is that going to work out for you? How is that going to fucking work out? You're going to fall straight off. And one of my girls was like, oh, like I'm thinking about doing the like September lock-in. Have you seen about it? And I was like, yeah, what are you changing? What are you adding? What are you doing? And it was almost like a test. Like I was like, what are you changing? Like, you know, waiting to see, because like we're already like locked in. She is so consistent. She increases her weights every week. I push her really hard and she works really hard. I know I can push her. So I was like, girl, like you already are doing the most. So like, tell me what. And she was like, oh, like I'm just gonna, you know, just be a bit more consistent. Like I'm not gonna add anything. And I said, good fucking response. Because you know I would have ripped you a new asshole if you didn't. And then she sent me a photo of her like locking in, doing her steps. And I said, you better be fucking feeling for this. Because watch everyone be under feeling, trying to lose weight, adding so much extra sessions and cardio and steps and everything, and they're gonna burn the fuck out. And I'm like, no. And I see every coach like really like getting in on this. So like, perfect time to lock in. And like, yes, it is the perfect time to lock in, because like, as I said, I was literally just talking to this girl and I was like, we could do like this cut, this will be done by December. And then we could be able to like maintain that and really thrive in summer. So yes, the timeline right now is the perfect fucking time to jump in and lock in and get summer ready. Yes, but equally, you don't need to go 0 to 100. And one of my clients, I know I'm talking a lot about different clients, but one of my clients posted on her story saying like, when it's the lock-in, but you have been like sick in bed, and I've been sick as well. And I was like to her, no hate, but I was like, these fucking losers with the lock-in, I was like, girl, you've been locking in for the last 4 months. I've been training her for 4 months. The last 4 months you've locked in, you've lost weight, you looked fucking 10 out of 10 at your birthday. You don't need no stupid September 1st. Like, you're already 15,000 steps ahead of these losers. You're not losers. I just, you know, you're fucking losers though if you're going to go all in now. You should have been going all in the whole time. You're not actually a loser, but I had to make her feel better. She felt sorry for herself in bed, you know? And I've been feeling that way. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm sick. Like, as soon as it's spring, you know? So I get the vibes. But guys, let's take the pressure off. Who cares that September 1st was a Monday? Who cares that we're now in spring? Yes, I feel more like motivated because it's sunny. Like, you just feel so much better and clearer and happier when it's sunny. Yes, but we really should have been doing all this hard work in winter, which is why so many of my girls are like really set up for success into summer, which I'm living for. But don't forget, girls, you need to reverse out. You can't just like, because if you're cutting even all the way to December 1st and you just go ham on like, because that season's busy, work, Christmas parties, family, social events, right? You're going to gain back all the weight that you just fucking locked in to lose because you won't have a reverse diet plan and the timeline won't align, right? So like we need to take a step back and figure out like how that's actually gonna fucking work. And if you're like a girl who's worked with me before and you're listening to this, I actually have something new. I've brought something out that aligns really well with the maintenance phase, beyond the fat loss phase. It's only for previous clients though. So if you're listening to this and being like, tell me more, no, it's only for the girls inside my world. So if you're a girl, well, that has been inside my world, sorry. So if you're a girl that's been inside my world and you're like, girl, tell me more, shoot me a DM asking about this. Just say like, tell me more about the post-fat loss phase, bitch. And I'll be like, send it. Because girl, but sorry, if I haven't worked with you, like I can't, because as I said, it's crucial. We need to go through all of this. We need a game plan, like all of the things. So if you're like, well, how the fuck, toned and trendy is for you. But in all seriousness, girls, figure out your maintenance. Just a full recap. Figure out your maintenance. Find that number that you can fluctuate in. Spend some time actually learning your body and building. Don't you want to just lift a little bit heavier in the gym? Don't you want to wear like a tight halter top and look at your fucking back? My back has been getting so many fucking compliments. Oh, one of my clients said she bought this halter top I was wearing the other day. And I said, yes, sis. Like I was like, is it giving trendy? Like I was like, I'm a fashionista, but no, seriously. And I was like, how did your back look in it? Like seriously. That is like the whole goal. That's the whole vibe. I want to wear a halter top in summer and have my back out and look 10 out of 10. I don't know about you, but that's my summer goals. So if you liked this video, if you liked the podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, hey girl, go onto Spotify, rate the podcast 5 stars, follow the podcast so that you get notifications every single time I upload weekly. I hope you're liking how I've I don't know, I feel like I'm just coming into this, sorry, I've got something in my eye if you're watching the video, sorry. I feel like I'm coming into this new phase with the podcast, which I'm obsessed with. So make sure you rate it 5 stars. Let's get us out there. Let's grow even more. I hit 1,000 streams. Oh girl, there's something fully in my eye. I hit 1,000 streams not too long ago in August. So I'm feeling big vibes from you guys. Thank you so much for your support and love, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Mwah. That's a wrap on another episode of Navigating Your 20s. Thank you so much for joining me and taking the time to listen. If you enjoyed the conversation, vibes, and got something out of today, please feel free to send me a DM with any key takeaways and feedback, or share on your socials and tag me so we can connect. If you liked today's episode and you're wanting more from me, you can find me on all socials at success.withjess.